How's it going there, everyone? It's Mr. Zen over here bringing you guys another Mob Psycho episode discussion. And for today's segment, folks, we're going to be talking about Mob Psycho episode 9, guys. Now, this episode, guys, was, I would say, it had a blend of everything inside, guys. Comedy, action, romance. Actually, I'm kidding about the romance. It had everything that every little boy would ever want. You know, and the little boy in you guys are going to be screaming and fan-gazing at this episode because the fact that in this episode, guys, we're actually witnessing more and more of the, I would say, the overall aspect of how one is actually trying to create this world building in the sense, you know, because the fact that also we're actually introduced into a new gang, and this new gang is actually introducing more and more, I would say, the lore of the actual psychics itself, you know. That's what I'm kind of like picturing it. There's going to be more and more psychics that are involved with different psychic powers instead of just regular Mob's destructive power. Because throughout the whole entire series, we only seen Mob use his own psychic powers, and his psychic powers is just a pure destructive force. That's what Mob's psychic powers. But with the Claw gangs and every psychic that we're now introduced, we're actually introduced into more and different types of psychics like clairvoyants, pyrotechnicians. You know, we're introduced to so many different types of espers that, you know, after a while, you know, you're wondering that we're actually starting to see what one is trying to create in his own story. You know, we're actually trying to see more and more characters involved with different types of psychic powers to keep that variety involved in it, instead of, you know, just regular psychics, just kind of like, think of like two Jedis just you throwing the force at each other. Think of it like that. It's not going to be like that kind of anime. No. There's going to be variety involved with the psychics, guys. That's what, you know, a lot of people are actually interested in, the fact is seeing that variety that's going to be happening in the episodes. And for the fact that, you know, we're actually seeing Mob become a little bit more serious in the sense when now he's actually fighting. Mob has actually come to terms and said, you know what, I'm going to go to the Claw Gangs facility and I'm going to say, you know what, I'm actually going to go all out. No holds bar. I'm not going to hold back. I'm going to destroy whoever gets in my way. That's what basically Mob was doing. And, you know, I love the fact that even Teru was involved in this arc itself. And Teru actually, I love the fact that he actually, the way he kind of came onto the scene was the fact that, you know, Teru is actually very smart, guys. Teru is smart. Knowing throughout this episode now, Teru actually took the chance and said, you know what, I'm going to go fight the Claw Gang now than later. Because now I'll have a fighting chance because of you, Mob. And Teru's like, you know what, I fear more. I feel like Teru actually is more frightened than towards Mobs. You know, I feel like that's like Mob's personal right-hand man, legitly. Throughout the whole entire episode, that's how you're gonna start seeing Teru. You know, Teru literally is just like his personal assistant. Because in the episode, when Teru was at the facility with Mob, it was so hilarious, guys. It was so hilarious. Mob is literally like a gangster throughout the whole entire episode. He doesn't have to lift a finger. Teru is right there helping Mob throughout the whole time. It's like, you know, oh, no, Mob, you don't have to do nothing. You don't have to do nothing, man. I'll take care of the weaklings, and you could, you know, and you take care of the more important ones. You know, that way you don't have to get your hands dirty right now. And I was laughing at that scene that was involved with Teru because of the fact that, you know, Teru, man, completely drastically changed from the last time we saw him facing up against Mob, guys. Teru is so hilarious in this episode, guys. And also, we're actually introduced to another character. If I remember, his name was Terada. And this character, Terada, it was so hilarious how they actually introduced this cocky character. He was shown that, you know, oh, I'm going to take on Mob because apparently Koyama couldn't take on freaking Mob. So Terada goes actually towards the freaking, I would say, towards where Mob's at, and gets obliterated off screen. It was hilarious, guys. There's so many hilarious skits inside this anime episode. You are going to be bound to laugh at least in one of them, you know. And it's also hilarious the fact that it's still keeping that serious tone involved throughout the whole aspect of the episode, because, you know, the fact that we're actually involved in getting into a rescue. And that's what's hilarious about it too, is that the tone is still light enough to actually be entertained, guys. It's perfect. Like I said, it's a perfect blend of how the storytelling is actually going. It's a natural flow to this story, guys. That's what a lot of I would say a lot of viewers and trainers and a lot of reviewers are going to be looking at, is that it's the flow that keeps the readers and viewers entertained, guys. And that's my personal opinion, to be honest, too. You know, I'm watching this and there really is a flow to it. There's not a moment that you won't hate, guys. And I love the fact that the villains are actually entertaining as well, guys. The villains are actually, showcased, as they're very powerful experts. They're not actually showcased as weak ones. No, they're actually powerful. It's just that, they're facing off against another powerful psychic, and that is Mob. That's what they basically look like. They're actually weaklings, which is also hilarious, It's like, I'm telling you, the overall aspect of the anime episode is actually a light tone, but keeping that seriousness still in there, guys. Like I said, it's like a hard outer shell of seriousness, but inside that seriousness is like that fluff ball of fun and entertainment. I swear, it's so hilarious, guys. I swear, and that's how it's keeping the anime episode afloat, guys. And you guys are gonna literally stay from the beginning all the way until the end, guys. And that's literally my opinion. I swear, guys, it's so hilarious. And also the Claw Gang members, guys. We're introduced to a lot of the Claw Gang members. There's so many. There's so many to name, guys. But I feel like the reason that they're introducing all of these characters is for the fact that we're actually introduced that, I would say, these Claw Gang members, they're trying to showcase how different, but at the same time that they're actually the same. They're all having one goal, and that is to actually leave Section 7, or I would say the part of the group that they're actually at, because the fact that the leader Ishiguro was introduced, that little, I would say the person wearing the gas mask in the beginning of the intro sequence was introduced, is actually a female. I thought it was a male when I actually thought about that, like a very, I would say not a flamboyant, I would say more of like a very, like a awkward person. The way that had the gas mask, and it kind of it's very shivering, shoulders are very kind of hunched. You're here wondering okay, this character is actually, I would say would have an awkwardness to it, but no, this character did not have any awkwardness to it. No. That's the important part. It did not. It was far from being awkward. It actually had a stern attitude. I mean, it had a female voice, but it was a stern attitude that you have to obey this person, that this person is actually powerful. And that's what I love about the villains themselves, that they're actually entertaining themselves, guys. I love the fact that Murokai and Koyama, their dialogue together is so hilarious. It's like they're like brothers. Out of everybody else, they're all edgy and they kind of attack each other with each of their dialogues. But with Koyama and Muraka, no, they don't. They actually don't. It's kind of hilarious, only these two don't actually attack each other, and it kind of shows off that maybe these characters have a long history of fighting with each other, Maybe that's just that. But like I said, guys, the episode itself is very entertaining. And we're actually involved with Ritsu. I almost forgot about Ritsu, guys. Ritsu's character was very important in this episode, guys. And that is for the fact that with Ritsu's character, you are actually going to see him again. This character does not crack under pressure. Oh no. Ritsu's character, give him a round of applause, guys. Give him a round of applause. Because Ritsu, even though he was stuck in a predicament where he actually was a life or death situation, he still understands that, I have to save these characters. I have to save, I wouldn't say friends, I would say he has to save these acquaintances of him, and basically, take charge of the situation. But he knew when to start taking action. He didn't wait to take action while there was a powerful psychic in front of him. No. He actually waited for the perfect time. And he saw that there was these junkies and I would say lower class espers that were around. And I love the fact that how he took control of that situation was using their own stupidity and own selflessness and I would say power hungriness, you could kind of say, in order to open the gate of the cell that they were locked in. That's what I kind of found hilarious, that Ritsu used their own, I would say their own cockiness. I would say it's the cockiness that they're having, that oh, I'm the jail guard, so you basically have to listen to me. And he's like, okay, yeah, beat me up then. Yeah, I deserve a good beating then. Yeah, and I'm loving the fact that, he didn't exactly say that, but that's what he was implying in the episode, towards these characters. But it was in order for them to unlock the key. And I love the fact that the Awakening Club also were actually involved in the episode, and they're actually going to be important because throughout the episode they were shown. Yes, guys, these characters were shown that they're actually going to help Ritsu and all of them work together to escape this this lab that's in there, or I would say the jail cell, or the whole, I would say, the Claw Gang's hideout, basically. It's hilarious. Like I said, the episode is hilarious, and keeping the light tone with that in mind. And also, it's hilarious that Ritsu didn't even know the names of the Awakening Club. That's how he condescended them. That's how you know Ritsu still has that condescending demeanor. You know, he tries to not be, but Ritsu has a condescending demeanor, guys, and it's freaking hilarious. But oh, and I do want to mention that one of those guards, I swear, was a homage to Prisoner. I would say it was like a rough draft of Prisoner, guys. It was hilarious. I don't know if you guys are watching the anime episode, but when you guys watch it, look out for Prisoner, guys. He's right there and then. So hilarious. I died when I saw the live reaction. I literally died in that scene because of the fact that it looked exactly like him, but without the flamboyance in there, which I thought was very hilarious. But nonetheless, guys, you know, the episode, again, was very entertaining, and we actually involved Mob actually facing off against two experts. It was Terada and Koyama. With Terada, you could kind of tell that Mob is literally, I would say he held back with Terada. That's because he didn't want to hurt him, because of the fact that, you know, he could literally crush him with utter defeat, because he knew Terada was very weak. You know, like I said at the beginning, he didn't face off against Terada on screen, he faced him off screen, but then when they make it to the facility, that's where he faced him, and that's he crushed him. And then with Koyama, this character, holy snap, man, with Koyama, he did not hold back at all, and I love about that, you know, with Mob's character, it's unexpected with him every single time he fights. You don't know how he's going to start the fight. And with this time, he said, oh, you know, I'm not even going to hold back. And the minute he started fighting, the fight ended. Like that. It was literally like a One Punch Man scene. It was so freaking, I'm telling you, it was hilarious at that scene, because Koyama was literally anxious to fight Mob again. Koyama was ready for his pride to be, you know, to win his pride again, you know, for the fact that he couldn't capture Mob and only caught Ritsu instead, which I thought was very hilarious. And he actually still lost again, 2 times in a row. So hilarious, guys. It was so hilarious. But nonetheless, though, like I said, this episode, very entertaining, guys. Very entertaining. I can't wait to see more and more of the episodes. And don't forget, guys, that Dimple was also involved in this episode, guys. And with Dimple, guys, he was actually showing a lot. He was showing a lot of information, guys. And it was about him being exercised. But his dialogue was cut off. And I thought to myself, okay, there's something more at stake here. And I feel like the author is trying to imply something, but he's going to explain it later on in the series. He's not explaining it right now, but later in the series he is. And that's what I'm kind of anxious to see about that. And it's hilarious. You know, it's hilarious. Dimple's actually going to be another. And it's like I said, Mob is creating his own little mini army, guys. He literally is, without even trying. And that's the hilarious part about it. He's not even trying, and he already has a freaking army with him. That's like I'm telling you, it's just hilarious, guys. But that's it for the episode, guys. You know, now I have nothing else to say, for the fact that majority of this episode, it was for the giggles. The giggles, laughs, and all the drama that was involved in it, guys. But let me know down in the comments below what you guys thought about this episode. What was your favorite scene throughout this whole entire episode, guys? I personally feel like there's too many scenes that I love about this episode, guys. This episode was very entertaining in itself. And also, always, guys, let me know your theories down on Dimple's character, guys. Since Dimple seems to be is a very important character. I feel there's more at stake with Dimple, guys. If you guys have any answers, let me know down in the comments below. And as always, have a wonderful day, guys. And if you guys enjoy my content, don't forget to give a like, comment, share, subscribe. But this is Mr. Zen, signing out.